Here's something for people who appreciate design. Australian company memobottle made quite a splash some years ago when they released their own uniquely shaped reusable plastic water bottles. And now, for those of us with concerns about the petrochemicals we're consuming when drinking from plastic bottles, or those who just want something that will last a decade or 6, Memo has released a stainless steel version of their iconic bottle. It comes in a few different sizes and colours, and what makes them a bit different to typical water bottles is that, much like my glutes after skipping leg day for 6 years, they're quite flat, making them easier to slip into a slim briefcase or the documents part of a backpack. The build quality is extremely high-end. You really have to hold one to understand what I mean. The stainless steel is thicker than you'll find on most other water bottles, and the construction is flawless inside and out. They're painted in a beautiful matte finish, which seems quite tough and should survive everyday wear and tear for a while, though it may chip if dropped onto a hard surface, as my lid did when falling onto a wooden floor. Just like eating a handful of dry crackers, the price may be a bit hard to swallow. At the time of writing this, the A6 is 77 Canadian dollars and the A5 is 91 including tax. To try to figure out if I felt those prices were worth it, I thought I should look at some cheaper alternatives and see how they compare. This is a wide-mouthed stainless steel hip flask that costs $20. The build quality is not nearly as good as the Memo bottles. The steel is thinner, the paint is thinner, and the interior is not as high quality, something I'll show you in more detail in a minute. One advantage it has over the Memo, apart from the lower cost, is that it stands up on a desk, whereas the Memos don't. And so after every sip, you'll need to screw on the lid and lay the Memo bottle flat on its side. This is a no-name stainless steel water bottle that was $10. It too can stand upright, but its main advantage over the Memo is that it's double-walled. This means it keeps hot things hot and cold things cold for a long time. I wasn't 100% sure whether the Memo bottles had any kind of insulation or not, so I did some tests. First, I filled both bottles with hot water and left them outside. After about 42 minutes, I compared the temperatures of the water in each bottle. The water in the $10 bottle was still literally steaming hot, while the water in the Memo bottle was ice cold, so the Memo won't keep your tea warm. Then I wanted to see if it would keep my water cold on a hot summer day if I were to take it out on a bike ride, so I filled them both with icy cold water and came back in an hour. The Memo bottle's water had risen to match the ambient temperature, while the water in the $10 bottle was still ice cold. So, if they don't keep your tea hot or your water cold, and they fall over when trying to stand them upright, why would anyone spend such a lot of money on a bottle like this? Well, I think because of the unique and interesting design, and the incredibly high level of craftsmanship. I used a little micro camera to look inside, and could see that the stainless steel is absolutely flawless. The surface is free of any imperfections, and the seams are perfect. For comparison, looking inside the brand new $20 bottle, I can see all sorts of imperfections. There are scratches, there's some kind of rusty blob stuck in there, and the metal is just nowhere near as clean and smooth as on the Memo bottle. Looking inside the $10 bottle, it was a similar picture. Slightly jagged seams, and not exactly a flawless finish. With the cheap bottles, I can't really know if there are any unhealthy impurities in that metal, or if they're even safe to drink from long term. The Memo bottles, on the other hand, are made to last a lifetime. They're strong, they're safe to drink from, and this one fits nicely in my camera bag and is the perfect size for a jeans back pocket. I do wish they didn't fall over though. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.